Hi, welcome back to another episode of Nobody's Doing It Right, the podcast for those who are uncertain. My name is Kat. I am your host. For today's episode, we're going to talk about why you should start being undesirable. And the term undesirable is in quotes here for a reason. But this is for anybody who struggles with self-worth issues, who is scared to be authentic, to show up authentically, to show up as themselves, to do the things they want to do because they fear that doing this will make them undesirable to people in any capacity, right? Whether that's friends, relationships, work, whatever. You have to start being undesirable. Whatever that thing is for you that you think will make you be undesirable to people, that is a conditioned belief. You've been conditioned to believe that that is undesirable, when in reality, it might not at all be undesirable. It's just what you've been told is undesirable. Now, that might stem from society. It might stem from your family. It might stem from, a toxic relationship at some point in your life. There's a many reasons why you might now be thinking that these certain things about you that are just natural and inherent to you are undesirable. The way to break out of this mindset is to do exactly the thing that you're not supposed to do. Obviously, I don't mean to do things that are hurtful or harmful to other people in a malicious way or intentionally. I don't mean to do things that are not right for you or aligned for you. I'm talking about the things that you've been told you should not do because they are not what someone of this caliber should do, or they're not societally what you're supposed to do as a woman, or a woman that's desirable would not do this thing, whatever that is for you. And this is not just for women, it's for everybody. Whatever that narrative is for you, whether that's culturally, within your family, within relationships, school, whatever. That thing that you are naturally guided to, that you're naturally pulled to by your intuition, that is conditioned in you to be undesirable, that you think is undesirable because others have made you feel that way, you have to do that thing. You have to let yourself be undesirable to people. Because realistically, the people that find those things undesirable, they truly find them undesirable, are not the people for you. They're not aligned with you. They're not meant to be in your life. You don't want them in your life anyway. So I get it. It's very difficult to do that because you don't want to lose connections. You don't want to lose people. You don't want to be completely lonely. I get that. And sometimes it's safer for you to follow certain boundaries or limitations or structures to keep yourself safe, to avoid any sort of harm coming to you. I also understand that as well. So yes, always be mindful of that. And it's okay. But if you know that this is something that you have to do because it's just true and authentic to you, and you're holding yourself back, and to step out of this would not necessarily hurt you or harm you in any sort of severe way, because it's going to be hurtful regardless, right? It's going to be painful to say no to people, or to end relationships, or to do things that make others look down on you. That's going to be painful regardless. But it's really important that you do that. So the people that do actually think that those things are undesirable, people start not liking you because you're doing this thing or whatever, those people are not meant for you. They're not for you anyway. You don't want them. Those aren't the people you want. So to act undesirable, in a sense, is exactly what would weed those people out of your life. Being authentically you, whatever that is, will seamlessly and easily remove those people from you, which is great because you don't really have to do anything other than just be yourself, However, those things, those qualities, those desires, whatever, that you think people will think are undesirable. And every time I say undesirable, again, I'm putting this in quotes, right? That you think people will think are undesirable. There are people out there that actually would really desire those. There are people out there that would love those qualities, that would see those qualities as a bonus, as a plus about somebody. Those are the people you want to find. Those are the people you want to open up space for in your life, to find you, to gravitate towards you, so that you can also gravitate towards them. The only way to do that is to be undesirable in whatever narrative you have in your mind about that, to open up the space for that. Because how will they find you if they don't see those qualities in you? Those qualities that you're putting out there, your authenticity, it's like a calling card in a sense. It's like that Batman symbol in the sky. That's what those are. So while they will be undesirable to some people, they won't be undesirable to all people. The people that they are not undesirable to, the people that they are desirable to, are exactly the people you want to find. So it's important to let yourself be undesirable. Let yourself just do what you think is going to make people look down on you, think you're gross, think you're icky, think you're stupid, think you're whatever. Again, provided that they're not harming other people intentionally, that they're not malicious or whatever. But let yourself do that. And yeah, it's going to be lonely sometimes. It's going to be scary. And I'm not saying this as somebody who's mastered this. I still struggle with it. It is very scary to do those things that you think will make someone not like you, especially if you've been conditioned to believe that you have to be a people pleaser, that you have to be perfect for people to like you, to want to be around you, that they'll abandon you if you aren't exactly adhering to what they want, to what they want to see. Yeah, that's scary. It's very threatening. Deep down, it feels like a death. It feels like you will not survive, right? Because to be abandoned is to be exiled. To be exiled is to not make it because you need people. And of course, I'm not saying to purposefully isolate yourself or not make yourself someone who can be around other people. But you want to find the right people for you. You want to find the right community for you. And that has to be done only when you can step into your undesirability, in a sense. The undesirability that's not really undesirable. It's just might be seen that way right now from your current headspace, from what people have told you, from what you think you should do because you've seen it in media, whatever that is. Be that undesirable person. Be your messiest self. Not in the sense that you don't hold yourself accountable, not in the sense that you don't improve when you want to and you know that you can and you should. Of course, yeah, do that. But also let yourself be messy. Let yourself be flawed and fallible. Let yourself be imperfect. If you feel like you won't be desirable to somebody in a relationship because you speak your mind, because you make certain kinds of jokes that you think maybe are kind of nerdy or silly or trivial or whatever, do that. Do those things because that person will show you. Let them also let them show you if they can or cannot handle it, if they do or don't like it. You have to also be able to see that. You have to have that information so that you can then make a proper decision for yourself. Without that information, without that feedback, you can't make a proper decision. You'll end up in places and in circumstances that you don't actually align with. So you do have to step into that in order to get the information you need to make those decisions. You have to be undesirable. You have to push yourself to be undesirable. Ask yourself, okay, what is the thing right now that would make me undesirable, quote unquote? What is my ego telling me right now is going to be undesirable to this person? Not because it's, it's inherently bad or like hurtful or whatever. I just mean those things that you're insecure of about yourself. Those deep insecurities you have about your genuine, authentic self. What would that be right now in this moment? And do it. Step into it, do it, and see what happens. And that person might love it. They might find it great. Or they might not. And then you kind of have some information of like, oh, this person's not comfortable with me being this way, which is very authentic to me. Now what? How do I feel about that? And remember that other people also have the same kinds of insecurities, right? Other people are also ashamed of certain things about themselves. They're also looking for someone to accept them as they are. So if you can see it within yourself that you are worthy of being accepted in your undesirability, then you can then see it in other people too. And other people can then see it in you. We kind of have to see it in ourselves first in order to be able to see it in each other. So it's really important for everybody. It's beneficial for everybody for you to do that. So don't think of it as a selfish thing to lean into your undesirability, to be authentically you all the time. It's not selfish. It's the most loving, caring thing you can do for yourself and for the people in your life, because you're also then giving them the opportunity to decide if they want to be with you in your authentic state, rather than pretending to be someone that you think will be desirable to them. And I don't just mean romantically or sexually. I just mean desirable in any sense. Instead of pretending to be something else and making them think that you are one way, that's not fair to them, right? Be authentic, be you, so that they can decide too. And separate your worth from their decision, because your worth is inherent to you. Your worth is not in question. It's just a matter of, do we align in the way we are? Do we align in our authenticity? If they deem your behaviors, your actions, whatever, as undesirable to them, it's just about alignment. You're not aligned. It has nothing to do with your worth and your value, because who are they to decide what is the ultimate desirability or undesirability? They don't have that power. They never will. Because what you find desirable, somebody else might not find desirable, right? It's just what's true for you because of what's aligned for you. It has nothing to do with anyone else's worth. Those people are still worthy, right, of existing. So separate your worth from your undesirability, from someone's decision about what aligns with them or doesn't align with them. And then give each other the opportunity to get all the information needed to make a proper decision about what is right or wrong for both of you. So yeah, I know it's easier said than done. It's very scary. It's very uncomfortable, but that has been a big practice for me in learning how to feel less shame about myself and to find the people that are actually right for me. Again, I still struggle with it. It's not easy. It's something I still work on in therapy, but it's been helpful to think about it this way, to be like, okay, what is the most undesirable thing right now that is pressing on my mind that I'm thinking is going to make me undesirable? What is that right now? okay, how can I do that? How can I lean into that and see what happens? And they might love it, and that's great. It shows you that, oh, this thing is actually not undesirable. So now you feel more comfortable doing it and being authentic. But you need that feedback. So give yourself that opportunity. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. I hope it was informative. If you want to talk about this in more detail with me, feel free to book a one-to-one call. As I always say, I'm not a therapist. I just like talking about these things. You can also subscribe to my Substack where I write about topics like this. And you can follow my other social media accounts for the rest of my content. But other than that, thank you for listening, and I'll be back again soon with another episode.